Coast boy, you know. Coast boy, you know. What up, what up, what up, YouTube? You know what it is, it's your boy Chopper Slice, and you are back with me on another episode of Coach Boy TV Sports and COD, aka Choppin' Tosh Entertainments, aka Keeping It Cousin. What's cracking, fellas? You know what's buzzing. Now we gonna come up with an official rhyme for that, man. I don't know, I just be trying not to cuss. Yeah, hey, I got something in mind. I ain't even gonna worry about it. But look, it's good to be back with y'all today, man, and it's good to give y'all another fighter today. I know y'all see the name. We got a legend, man, someone who made an extreme mark in boxing, one of the best ever at light welter, aka I guess you could say featherweight, I believe.
Damn, you need this.
Or no, lightweight and featherweight, I believe, in boxing. But I definitely know a lightweight and light welter. No, I'm fine, babe. Boxing's weight classes, man, they're weird, man. They got like 100 weight classes. But like on video games like Fight Night and stuff, they only give you like the basics. But yeah, man, we're back with another legend, man. Before we get into this video, can you please smash that like button? Hit that comments if you got any comments with an uppercut. Matter of fact, go ahead and throw a sweet magical Joe Frazier left hook to the subscribe button as well. Throw your best combination at all three, man. I'm blessed to be here, man. But like I said, yeah, man, we got another boxing legend for you today. He is a boxer. For those who don't know who he is from back in the day. He competed, I believe, from like 76 to 1990 to the early 90s. We got the one and only the Hawk, Aaron Pryor, man. Yeah, man, welcome to the stage, Aaron Pryor. Welcome to UFC 4, man. You're gonna be making your debut today. Yeah, man, Aaron Pryor was an animal, man. He had some super hands. He was like Superman with the hands at times, man. I like to call him Puncher. I think that would be a dominant name, man. That'd be a nice name for a boxer. It's kind of old school sounding, ain't it? Like Puncher Pryor. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm digging that. But let's get into it, man, real quick, man. We got Boxer Showboat, of course. You can choose anything for him, really. Power, House. For real, I was thinking of fighting with him mostly in a sniper style. But let's get to it. Male. Now, see, he fought light welter, man. But you know, I was doing some research on light welterweights in boxing, and they weigh about 141 pounds. And it says at his prime, he weighed from like 140 through 147 pounds. Which is okay, which is good or whatever. So the official weight on him is going to be a little iffy. I wanted to do 147, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do 141. 5'6". Now, see, I always say, and I said this from the beginning, and I kind of slacked off on it. His reach is 69 inches long, so I'm hoping I get that out of 5'5". I said 5'6". Excuse me, this ain't COD. We ain't talking guns here. We talking guns, but we talking the ones with you that you throw with the jab and the cross. But anyway, I always usually do a inch taller just in case on the reach, but I'm gonna try it for the natural height. But Aaron, Aaron, of course, and then Pryor. Nickname, they don't have the Hawk, so I put Pistol. I thought that'd sound cool. Aaron Pistol Pryor. The Hawk for his social media handle, Cincinnati, Ohio, he's from. Now I'm thinking in his prime, really when he started knocking dudes out, especially when he fought with one of his rivals. What is it? Aurelio, I think. Let me look and see, man. I think it's Aurelio, man. Alexis Aurelio, yeah. Alexis Aurelio, man, that was a good fight. Alexis Aurelio was a banger. Actually, I'm thinking about doing a formula for him too. But that was a good fight, man. He was actually accused of having a sediment that'll make him have a boost. He had a trainer, which his name was Panama Lewis, and he was known throughout the boxing world for being like a not such a great dude. I don't want to say what I wanted to say, but not such a great guy. I don't know him, so I can't judge him. But I do know that he's been caught cheating more than once. And another formula that you will guys will see in the future is going to be a boxer named by the name of Billy Irish Collins, I think. He was an Irish American kid, country boy from Tennessee, red hair. His dad used to box too, Billy Collins Sr. But Billy Collins Jr., man, I know not a lot of people may know about him or have even heard of him, but he was up and coming boxer, man, prospect. He was nice, tough kid, banger, had hands. He was up and coming, and he had a fight against Panama Lewis fighter by the name of Louis Resto. Your average fighter, tough guy from Brooklyn, slugger. Billy Collins was the technician. He knew how to control his pace. He was a beast. He was probably one, like, basically, give you an example, probably like McGregor. I don't know, but Panama Lewis had put plaster in Louis Resto's gloves and took some of the padding out and successfully covered it up to where they can pass and make it to the fight. And it was almost like he had rocks in his hands plus bare knuckle, and had extra impact to his punches. So he fought Billy Collins that day and busted him up pretty bad, but it didn't really look like Billy Collins was out of the fight. None. He kept fighting the whole entire fight. Actually was stunning dude the whole entire fight. And believe it or not, he actually had energy lost from taking those punches with the plaster in the gloves, and it busted him up pretty bad. You could tell that he was getting hurt in there, but he kept fighting. The heart that he had, he kept fighting throughout the fight. So imagine what he would have done to the guy if the guy didn't have, basically have freaking weights in his gloves, man. Cause you're boxing a guy who's trained with his hands too, who's honestly gonna give you a fight. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you're beating him or not, he's gonna give you a fight. He knows how to use his hands. But he had extra impact in his gloves, so and he was already a harder hitter. And Billy Collins followed him throughout the fight, even gained the upper hand, honestly, in certain rounds. But he lost the fight. And his father found out at the end of the fight that something went right when he shook the kid's hand. He was like, "Yo, there's no padding in the glove." So when they inspected the glove, there was plaster on Louis Resto's hand wraps. But that's another story. Billy Collins, rest in peace. Do some research on that kid, man. I'm gonna do a formula for him. He committed suicide because he had torn retinas in his eyes from that fight, and it cost him his career. And he got to drinking real bad, and he died in a car accident. They say it was a suicide, but I'm not sure. But rest in peace to that guy. That was a sad story. But anyway, Orthodox 27. Panama Lewis was Aaron Pryor's trainer, and he had gave him a sediment to boost him up in a fight, and it made him basically like Superman, on top of the skill that Aaron Pryor already had, which was tremendous. He already had real good power for his size, real good accuracy, and quick hands. You know what I'm saying? And it boosted it up, and he went out there and he killed Alexis Aurelio, man. And they found out that he had something in his system. And you can hear Panama Lewis on camera literally saying, "Hand me the one I mixed, the drink I mixed." And after that, it looked like Aaron Pryor done like 5 lines of powder and went out there and completely almost dismantled dude. It was so bad that he was throwing singles crosses, like this kept banging him with the cross, and it looked like he was hitting with like literally both hands when he was throwing the cross. It was that quick. He already done that naturally though. Aaron Pryor was an animal, but I don't know if Aaron Pryor knew. I don't know, but his trainer's responsible. But Aaron Pryor, he was a good guy. He was a good guy, man, and he was great at his craft. He was a great boxer. and it was real cool to be able to do him. So let's start with his hair. Now listen, and we'll get to his. I gotta work on his sideburns and things like that, the creases that I made to bring out the features in his face. He had kind of like a chunkier cheekbone, like, you know. And for those who know who he is, yeah, I think I've done pretty good on it. I hope you guys like it. I'm gonna fix some things as we go as well. I chose hairstyle 29. Now I was gonna originally go with the Afro 39 or 37. I was originally gonna go with one of these, man, because you know he had longer hair. You know, at times he had kind of like a shaped out fro, but it wasn't super poofy like that. It was kind of like even cut, you know. And then there's fights and stuff that I've seen him with short hair, so I went ahead and went with 29. It's not his exact hairstyle, but it can pass. Eyebrows 9 I was gonna go with. Now you could either go, actually this is good, let's go with eyebrows 3. Now I went with facial hair 3 because that was his facial hair style. Now at first I was gonna go with 17 because he had a little bit of scruff under 1, but I went ahead and changed it to 3 because 3 is the correct one. Body hair, oh, I didn't think of that. Body hair, I believed he had like his body hair was like 3, didn't have a whole lot, so you can go ahead and pick 3 for that one. Facial hair color I mean, is black. Eyebrows black. Black. Body hair they choose brown. We're gonna go with black on that one as well. Now I went with template 18. That's the one I started with. And let me get back all the way to the beginning. Oh yeah, let me get to I meant to do this too before we start. His ears were a little back like that, kinda. I believe from what I've seen. Now let me hit it with the 8 and 0 360. Shout out to him. Shout outs to everyone else, creator, player. Shout outs to is it Servant Chris? Shout outs to you, man. Appreciate the love. Shout outs to Rhino, my man Danny P, CSJ, Unknown. Shout outs to my girl. Shout outs to Jesus Christ. Shout outs to everyone. Thank your creator for waking you up. If you're religious or not, whatever you believe in, thank him for that. And let's get it with the formula. You guys can copy down. And by the way, Aaron Pryor, not a whole lot, especially as he got older, it kind of showed. But he had sort of like his eyes were kind of sort of cocked a little bit. Dang, baby, I forgot all about our plates. I forgot all about them. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to hurry up, guys. We got breakfast in here, so I'm gonna be a little quick with this.
No, do what you do, babe. You ain't gotta rush through it. Make it the way you would like it.
I am, and I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna go breeze back through it so they make sure they get it all.
If you need your stuff heated up or something, just let me know and I'll come in there and heat it.
I'm sure I'm fine. I would do it for us anyway. I'm gonna light one of these again. Go back through it again. But yes, Aaron Pryor, very, very great in his career, man. He accomplished a lot. He even had more interesting things than that. He actually, I think in the amateurs, he boxed Tommy Hearns as well. In the amateurs. Now I'm not sure who won that fight. I have to go back and I believe Hearns. I want to say Hearns got it, but it might have been Pryor, man. I have to go and check on that one. He was a beast. So he competed from 1976 to 90 at light welterweight. So yeah, he was a two-time light welterweight world champion. He also held the WBA title from like 80 to 83, IBF 84 to 85. It's pretty cool. Ring Magazine title from like 80 to 83 as well, and the lineal title from 83 to 86. So man, he had multiple belts, man. He had multiple belts. He only had one loss in his whole career with 40 fights. He had 39 wins, 35 of them was knockout, and only lost once. So yeah, somebody very special with his hands. Almost went out like Floyd. And he won the Pan American Games in 75 in Mexico at lightweight. So it's a little heavier then. He's had multiple now I know he's had multiple like awards as well. You know, with people, authors and things writing about him, like Boxers Writers Association of America. They said that he was their fighter of the year. That was pretty cool. I remember watching the documentary on that. And they finally inducted him into the Hall of Fame in the 90s. I think around 97 or 96, and also in 99. He was voted by the Social Press that, you know, he was the world's best light welterweight of the 20th century. Man, that was pretty cool too. 2002, he was ranked the 35th greatest boxer in 80 years by Ring Magazine. Okay, it says there. But yeah, man, he's accomplished some great things, and there's the formula for him. Let's go down to his eyes. Now listen, his real eye color is really dark brown. Now I went with hazel just to be difficult, but I'm gonna stick with the dark brown because I think it looks right. Here's where it gets a little tricky for me, man. Now I feel his body structure is more like 2. He was a smaller frame dude, but he also had a kind of like wide shoulders. So if you don't want to go with 2, 4 would be a good one, 5 would be a good one, and 10 would be a good one. Now if you want to even pass with 7, you could pass with 7. But I would, if you want my opinion, I would say 2, 4, or 10 is good for him. I'm gonna go ahead and go with 2. Now for the skin tone, I went with skin tone 9. I started with skin tone 8, but that was too light. Now it's really between skin tone 9 and 10, really is what it's really between. But I went ahead and went with skin tone 9. Now this is where it gets, you know, you guys know what I be doing with this. I made the sideburns with Portraits 9. Let's see, let me get over here so I can show you guys. With Portraits 9, I made the sideburns, add a little extra hair. Arizumi 3, I added at the top right here. I'm gonna take it up a little bit, and I duplicated it. And I even went to the Critters Font 9 and put that right there over it. You don't have to do that. I did that when I had the afro actually, so you ain't got to really worry about that, guys. Now for the creases, shapes 181, I've showed you before, to add like smile lines and things like that, realistic features. You can do that with those. And you know, I always make sure I light them a little bit so it ain't too dark. Put them between like the nose and things like that. Forehead lines, you know, facial features that they actually have in real life. So, you know, I did that with those. And like I said, for the sideburns, Portrait 9, add that little extra hair right there. Even right there. You guys don't have to do this, but I would so you can fill out the sides a little bit. It would make sense, you know, to add them right there where the sideburns are, to fill out the sides on his head, because they don't have his exact afro. And this is not really like an afro, but this is like kind of like longer hair, you know what I mean? And finally I did that. I turned it over. You could turn it over by like, you know, flip-flopping it and things like that with square and triangle. And I did that throughout his head. And that's really all. That's it, man. That's Aaron Pryor. For the clothing, I used, if you guys have it, you can go and unlock the Strike Force boxing gear. Go over the boxing shorts, You could put them in any trunks you want, but I'd recommend, you know, for the realistic look, I put them in the Strike Force white. Now I've thought about putting them in the red right here or the navy blue. I like either one of those. Now these trunks here are the same color that Hearns wore in one of his fights in his older years, but it don't have the same, like, you know, the same type of stuff. What does that look like? I mean, I can dig that. Yeah, I can dig that. With a Strike Force, it don't matter any one of these. These are more like boxing gears today time right here. But, and I put them in the red Strike Force gloves. You guys can choose any gloves that you want. It's up to you guys. The United States mouth guard for the emotes and emojis and taunts and things like that. Finish what about? I always like to do that, man. I don't know why I like to do that. Monkey around, you know, pre-fight, shoulder brush, power move, anchor, side. Ooh, I like the cyborg. Yeah, let me do that. I always like the cyborg, man. Let me get down to the silver hand roll. I like that too. Hands on his hips. I like Silva's signature taunts. To me, feels more better for Aaron Pryor. But that's him, man. That's everything. That's Aaron Pryor, man. That's the Hawk right there. And I hope you guys enjoy. I'm about to go eat some breakfast, man. You guys enjoy this. Y'all have a blessed one until next time on the show. You know, catch me on the streams. Add me on PS4, any of that. Make sure you hit that like button with a nice cross. Uppercut the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. If you have any more fighters requested, let me know. I'm gonna keep them coming. And we got to go. We about to roll. Coast boy. You know.